Everyone seems a damn genius lately. TikTok talking, late night TV. There's still so much I have yet to know. We get dressed up just to go downtown to some ego-filled late night crowd. It seems to be where I feel most alone. I wanna get lost on some old back road, find a shade tree and a honey hole, and talk to my grandpa again. And I see God in everything, the trees in pain and nights in spring. So why do I still long for a home? Like to lay in a field on a cozy blanket and feel the fear of a never waking, and know the true warmth of the sun. I'd like to love my man long and hard and lay down the lines and lay a man guitar and never leave his loving arms again. My exes hate me and my friends all miss me. I wanna drown in a rock good whiskey, leave this town for a while. Head to Paris on a late night flight, find a bar and get in a fight, write a few poems on a sunny balcony. I wanna be a child climbing trees somewhere, breathing in the fresh outside air before I knew this life was unkind. I want a well-trained dog, got a couple of acres, a kind man, and a place to take on the few good friends I could count on one of my hands. And I know I'm bound to die one day, so when I reach those golden gates, I pray to say I did the best I can. Sit with my mother and the dearly departed, send a prayer down to the broken hearted, let them know it all turns out just fine. To know me is to love me, and to hate me is to wrong me. I prefer my not so lonely. I love blues guitar, muscle cars, and gin. I'm a simple girl, I don't need much, just my simple songs and some human touch. I'm tired, so I'm bringing this home. So let me go down the line, let me feel it all, joy, pain, and sky. So let me go down the line. We all burn, 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 and die. Let me go down the line. I wanna feel it all, joy, pain, and sky. Let me go down the line. We're all burn, 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 and die. So let me go down the line. I wanna feel it all, joy, pain, and sky. So let me go down the line. We all burn, 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 and die.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday. I ain't going to say it's too happy, but you know what? Why don't we go with this? Crappy Wednesday. It's Chris and Mark with the NWA Exchange Podcast. The only podcast you need to listen to know everything about Bella Vista and beyond. We got some stuff to talk about. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Crappy Wednesday.
We're all still breathing, man.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, man. You just got to keep on moving forward.
I know.
You know?
So how you doing, man? How you handling the post-election day?
Well, I got to tell you, man, it was a surprise to me, but I just felt that the best candidate didn't win last night. And I think that's what frustrated me. We all talked about this, the runoff election, and how we needed a big turnout, and there was a massive letdown, and because of that, we didn't get the best candidate, I believe, to be the mayor. You know, and I don't know, man. I felt like in a funk last night and this morning. It was like I went on a bender or something, man. I had a hangover.
Did you actually go on a bender? Or like you're like, man, screw this election crowd.
I think everybody's just. Here's the thing, man. The guy left everything on the field, man. I mean, he started. We were with him back in May or June. He might have started prior to that. He did everything right, man.
I think.
And it's just, he was a grinder, man. And you gotta love a guy like that, you know?
Yeah, strong work ethic, man.
Whoever can. I mean, if you can just stay in the trenches and dig, man. I have so much respect for people like that.
Yeah.
Regardless if they're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter, man. It's just. It's the fire in the belly. You can't buy that, man. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's, a lot of people get into this situation where it's like us versus them, though, during these elections. And that's why I'm not like a huge fan of the whole electoral process, Mark, because I think that it's divisive on top of it. The community gets divided and some people are pro this and pro that. But what I realize about people in general is they turn it into a single issue, right? Like this is the single topic issue of this is why, right? He's pro trails, or he's anti trails, or he's pro growth, or he's anti growth, but they never actually look at the characteristics of the person, right?
Yeah.
They turn it into those things that they feel like. It's that one issue that is just most important to them. And by doing that, they're doing the whole community a disservice. And so, regardless of the outcome, though, like I've always said this, I said this after Biden won, is, people rooting for, like, even in 2016 when Trump won, watching the meltdowns going on during that, I'm like, why would you actively root for the president of the United States to fail? Because if he fails, we all fail, right?
Yeah.
And the same concept with, John Flynn. We did the post last night. Congratulations, John Flynn. You won it. Yep. I really hope that we see leadership out of you. I hope you guide this community in the right direction. Same thing goes for all the city council members.
Absolutely.
I hope that you guys, really take the effort to realize why you're in office and don't use it for a springboard to something that, for your own personal aspirations. It's called public service for a reason. That being said, congratulations to everybody. Don't worry. We ain't going nowhere, baby. We're going to be here, right? Doing what we do. And that's promoting,
was it Motel 6? We'll leave the light on.
Yeah, we're going to leave the light on, baby. But it's I know people say, well, Chris, man, you're really hard on Peter Christie, or you're really hard on Doug Fowler. Why am I hard on them? Why am I hard on those people? Because they have lost their way, right? They have not been a public servant. They've done things to their own tune. And that's the important thing about this, right? And so that's the only takeaway. I don't look at these election results as doom and gloom. I just look at, okay, it's unexpected. But at the end of the day, we're all Bella Vistans, and I think everybody can agree Bella Vista needs to be a place that we love to call home. I think we all love Bella Vista, and I hope and pray that these new elected council members, we interviewed every one of them. I hope that they take the stance that they are here for the people and they don't kowtow to the bully. Thanks for the like, Sally. The bully Fowler, right? I want to see people actively showing leadership qualities and standing up for the constituents. We're pretty much up there on that council as it stands now. Wozniak, he's vocal, and Jerry Snow, he's vocal. The other ones are just kind of, it just seems like this little, I don't know, circle jerk of, debauchery. For real. That's the way I view it, Yeah.
Well, hopefully that will change with some new city councilors coming in. Well, we hope they do. And a few of them reached out to us. So yeah, maybe we'll be able to get with them in the next few weeks and have more discussion about it. So yeah, people need to put their the party nonsense aside and get to know people for who they are, man. Yeah. Just because you have a political affiliation doesn't mean you can't get to know someone and find some common ground, right?
Dude, I got friends on all walks of life, man. I really do. Being in the United States Army, you have to be. You're just culture saturation, right? You meet people from every walk of life, and so like politics is identity. I guess identity politics would be the terminology. That's never really made sense to me. That's why I've always considered myself an independent, right? Right. I don't believe in either party, to be quite honest. I think both of them suck. But I guess I'm more of a centrist or an independent, right?
Right.
And so I see the good and the bad of both parties. I understand the thought process behind both parties, except for what we've seen over the past few years, right? But that goes on both sides, right? You have a far left, you have a far right, and at the end of the day, it's finding that centrist view. You can be left of center or right of center, as long as you're not too far. It's okay. So I don't look at this as like doom and gloom. I was looking on the social media today. Boy, it was quiet out there, like eerily quiet, right? Yeah. Just a couple of people chimed in, and I'm like, where the heck is everybody at? Obviously, title of this, quick live tonight. Where the heck's everybody at? And I don't know if people are just, making plans to market their house, or they're like off on a celebratory, drunken bender because, we won, right? It's us versus them. But I never looked at this as like an us versus them. And throughout this podcast, I made it a point to not talk directly about really any of the candidates, right? For city council. My only concerns really with John Flynn was his leadership abilities and a valid fear based off of his past performance on city council of actually, being kind of a puppet for Peter to sit in the background and broker deals and sell our community out like he was doing while he was mayor. So those are my concerns, and I hope that I'm wrong. I truly, genuinely hope I'm wrong.
Well, there's a lot of facts that came through, and most of the time when he voted with the mayor, I've very rarely seen him take any position in a city council meetings that I've attended. Very rarely.
Yeah. And so,
Doug always initiates it. Or
at the end of the day, man, it's time to go into the pantry, reach up on the top shelf where you keep those cans of tuna, and pull your balls out, dust them off, put them on, and start showing some leadership qualities, man, for real. Because I haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping that it's in there, though. I hope it's in there somewhere. Uric Norton, he says, I actually did have the discussion of selling our house today. That's the way it's headed now. I just don't see a path forward unless some of these guys step up and support the use of data. I would hold off on that, Uric. I keep the faith, right? And at the end of the day, if you can abide by these regulations that they're trying to impose on people, if you can abide by them for a while, At that newcomers meeting, Peter Christie was talking about 2023, and then he basically advised this, I'm not going to say any names, but billionaire group that owns a buttload of land, and they have big plans for 2023. That may, double the cost of your house. So don't cash out quick, right? Like that old song, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold 'em. That's what we got to do right now, right? Is we got to figure out, be a couple steps ahead. And luckily, I'm pretty good with that bloodhound nose, and you're in the real estate market, brother. So, we might be able to kind of tip you off a little bit,
You're hitting 100% right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand what he's getting at. It's frustration. It's like beating your head into a brick wall, right? It's just nothing's going to be accomplished. But I think we all need to take a step back and just refocus.
Take a breather, man. It's okay. I understand people. People are bummed, and it's right. It's okay to be bummed, right? But you cannot get into this defeatist mentality of thinking like this is, I got to sell everything and move. I got to find a better community to live in, because reality is that these people running, they don't have that much power, right? These people that won, they don't have that much power. And if anything, we're here to be an active voice in this community, to try to encourage people to take an active role in this community of holding our public officials accountable for being representative of us, right? Now, what they do is on them, but at the end of the day, there will be another election, right?
Right. Yeah.
And your track record is going to, it's already out here. We're making sure that people are aware of this behavior and what they're actually doing. It's all about accountability for me, right? And transparency and accountability and representative government is the number one reason that I'm into this, right? And it's not just about the government. It's about our community groups. If you think about all the groups that censor information in Bella Vista, right, where our podcast is not allowed to be shared, where there's valuable information that we were talking about leading up to the election, dispelling the misinformation, etc., right? We have crappy neighbors in this community that run major groups that are actively fine with a false narrative running. So, right. I'm not butthurt. I will accept. 100% last night, I accepted the results of this election. Right. I'm a better person for meeting all these people and talking with all these people. But if the other side won, if Randy won, and all the city council members that didn't won, I would be the same way. I'm here for accountability, right? So if you step out of line, don't worry, the light's on. So,
yeah, it's good points. We're here to provide content and information for the community, right? We created the name NWA Exchange for exchange of ideas, right? For people to comment and back and forth and have an open forum. That's why we created this, and we're going to continue to move forward and provide this to the community. You know,
absolutely. That's what we exchange thoughts, we exchange idea, we exchange words. This is, I don't think I've ever kicked anybody off. I've never deleted anybody's comments, and I've never kicked them off. Actually, people have tried to hide their comments, and I've unhid them. Because that's how I roll, man. You said what you said. You're gonna stand by it, right? For real,
Yeah.
Sorry.
So before you send anything in, you better read it a few times.
I said what I said. You bet. Yeah, you did. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure people know you said what you said. No, not really. Your comments are your comments. Don't be afraid to make a comment. But that's the reality of it. Is you should not feel afraid to. And you shouldn't feel bad if you're feeling bad today. like I said, some people, this became a very like, it became a competition here during the runoff. And I really saw that, from a lot of people who were hyping up the disinformation, So it is what it is, Like I said, I wish all these candidates the best. I hope and pray that they're receptive to the people that didn't vote for them, to being representative, and they understand what, actual public service means. I really do. I hope and pray,
Yeah, this is what we were worried about. At the end of the day, was the turnout, and ultimately costed Randy and some of the city councilors.
Yeah, y'all thought we were joking when we said y'all they catch you sleeping for a minute, man, and they're gonna ramrod something through. They've done it at the city council meetings? You don't think that they would do it during the runoff? Yeah, they did, man. Some people were like, "Oh, we got this," we're complacent, and it was, man, it was an abysmal turnout.
Yeah, I just hope a lot of people that voted just don't be disenfranchised and pull back and give up because they feel the system's broken and what have you. We just need to make more people aware of get out and vote, and this is what can happen. I mean, it's very important to stay engaged in what's going on in your community.
Yeah, it's not a every 4 years thing, right? This is an active. You have to be active. This is a monthly thing. Keeping up to date on what's going on in your city, right? Not letting these guys run amok because nobody's paying attention. Right. The whole 9 yards. Sally goes, "Don't you think that it's this way on a national level, though, Chris?" Yeah, I do think it's this way on a national level, but I think it's this way on a national level because we have a bunch of arrogant, lazy-ass Americans that, think they got it in the bag. For real.
Right.
I'm not saying nothing bad about anybody, but that's the reality of it. People tune out stuff because life just gets in the way. And then they want to gripe about it after they don't get their way, but they weren't actually taking the initiative to stay engaged and informed.
Look at it this way. I mean, you look at the turnout. The general election was 15,128, and a third of that, maybe a little bit over that, turned out for this election.
Yeah. So I did some goat math, Mark, and it was about from the 15,000 from the general election to who voted. I think it turned out to be about 34.8% of people voted. That voted in the general election. So the numbers, I'm not saying it's the same people, but the numbers worked out that way.
Yeah. And just keep this in mind. There was a difference of maybe 200 plus votes for almost every candidate. So think about that in the perspective, the people that said, "Oh, he's going to win," or "They're going to win," whoever it may be, sat on the sidelines, ultimately costed the election for these people, because they felt probably they didn't need to do it. And this is what we were concerned with. And
that's why we're trying to get the vote out and get people to stay engaged and informed, and putting a lot of this misinformation to bed and exposing, how biased the paper was, etc. But it is what it is at this point. So now, where do we go from here, Mark?
We're going to move forward, man. We're going to continue to watch what's going on. We're going to support our community. We're going to support the new mayor, the city councilors. Again, they step out of line, we're going to call them out, and we're going to continue to stay on top of this and bring that information to our viewers. We owe that to them. We owe that to them.
We do.
And I hope deep down, I know Randy's just dog tired probably right now, and everything, his family and the sacrifice he's put in. But you know what, man? I hope he just dusts it off, man, and comes back.
I think he already has, man. I mean, he's very grateful for the opportunity. He's very grateful for the amount of support. I don't think this is the last that we're going to see of him. This is an experience, right? Regardless if you win or lose, this is an experience, and it's a learning experience on top of it. And I just have to say shout out to him and, his supporters for, rallying behind him. I think he opened a lot of people's eyes up to what the possibilities are with getting, somebody who doesn't have an agenda in office and who actually just wants to represent people. And so hats off to Randy. I mean, I think he ran probably one of the greatest campaigns I've seen, you know?
Yeah. He was in it for the beginning, man. He worked hard, man. He gave everything he had, and it's an unfortunate situation, you know?
Yeah. So, hey, I mean, here we are. We'll see where we stand in a couple of months. And when your taxes go up in a year, hey, feel free to call in and gripe about them. Let me turn that phone line off. I don't even feel like taking a phone call tonight, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Like when your taxes go up, I can't wait. I can't wait for something to just go off the rails and listen to all these people say that they're disappointed. I hope that doesn't happen, but I don't know, man. The Bloodhound knows. Usually right.
Yeah, I hope everybody that's getting the office is going to support the whole community, not just part of it. And like I said, we're just going to continue to move forward, be positive about it, and attend these meetings and find out what's going on and stay on top of it. So and bring more great content, Chris. I know we want to get going back with some interviews with some people, and
trying to get one lined up with a bluegrass guy that does bluegrass bands in Bentonville, and then it's a treehouse carpenter, which I think Bella Vista is prime for having some tree houses. I mean,
I don't think there's any code for that, right? There's no. I don't remember seeing anything.
I don't think it's a permanent structure.
Yeah. Well, I've seen some that have electric and.
Yeah. Well, he Tyler also does. He's a carpenter, and I've looked over his website. I just met him on Saturday. He's actually part of the One Wheel community, and he does a lot of custom construction, carpentry work, and decking, and I mean he does some beautiful work too. So I'm hoping to have him on. I know he built a really cool tree house, and so he's like tree houses are his thing too. So be cool to get some footage and sit down and talk with him, and make Bella Vistans aware. He lives up in Centerton, so he's not too far away. And I know a lot of people are always asking, who can I get to help me out with a deck project or whatnot. So, man, Bella Vista is your spot, Tyler, if you're watching.
Yeah, for sure. All right, buddy.
Any other thoughts?
No, that's about it. We'll get back at it tomorrow, man.
Yeah, we'll be back at it tomorrow. We just wanted to say we're here. We ain't going nowhere, y'all. And we understand that it's okay to be bummed, but it's not the end of the world. Elections come and go. Politicians come and go. It's the steel and the resolve of engaged citizens which really actually matter.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said any better, Chris.
Yep. All right. Well, we hope you have a good rest of your evening. Take some time. Have a strong adult beverage if you can. Wind down, and man, I mean, this ain't the end of the world, y'all. We will survive this just like we survived. We're surviving Biden right now, So, all right. Love y'all. Thank you for all the support, and we will catch you maybe tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Later.
Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand, walk this road together.